Thank you very much, Monica. I am so grateful that you're stepping in. And so now, what's our issue for today? One of the things that Monica has taught me is how to make it simple and how to, my particular brand of tapping is very unusual. Not everyone does it like I do. And what you'll find is that's true of tapping. Hardly anybody does it like anybody else.
Yes.
But one thing Monica taught me was using the word struggle. And I love that. And so I was thinking about today about struggle and dating, because I just posted my first YouTube video. I created a little affirmation movie for myself, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I am dating. However, I do have a struggle. And so I'm going to let Monica help me help you guys hear how two friends, and even though we have a professional relationship together, we're standing in this moment as friends, being tapping buddies, so that we can tap over a struggle. So I'm going to lean on Monica's understanding today because she has a wonderful, simple, I would call it a template, where you could fall into it and facilitate a buddy, a friend of yours, without getting into their business, without having to hear about their particular struggle. So Monica's going to guide me first. Thank you, Monica. And then I'm going to attempt to guide her in the same method because it's different, it's sweet, it's simple, it's elegant. And I want you to hear our voices. I want you to hear if you hear any changes in us. And then we can talk about it later. I will discontinue the recording. We'll have some Q&A if you'd like to talk. But when this is posted, then we can have some conversation because people can leave comments and we can do this again and we can be a resource. Okay? So, Monica, we're going to use the word struggle as the cue. And if you would ask me kind of a general question about dating, using that as our word, and then I think we're going to be able to do this very easily because I feel confident, sort of, about dating, but I do have a struggle. So if I had called Monica and she was Monica is a professional tapping provider, so she is gifted. But as buddies, we don't want to intimidate you. We want you to understand that you can tap with a friend and really have a wonderful tapping relationship. That's our intention. So Monica doesn't know anything about, I don't know that we've talked about dating or knows about any about it. And she may even be surprised to think I have a struggle because I come off as confident. So Monica, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so I'd ask you at the beginning that rate it from 1 to 10, this struggle, before we start doing the tapping.
Yes. And do you want to know the specifics of the struggle? Or is just a struggle about dating enough?
I'd like to know the specifics.
So I would say that, again, in the teachable moment, to when you have a friend, you could just say, like when it comes to dating, what's your biggest struggle, right? Because that helps them get specific right away. Now, you don't want a story, right? So if they jump in and start saying, well, I got this, that, the other. No. So I get that, and I understand tapping. So my struggle, Monica, is that when I date with my ex comes up right away. I've been divorced 6 years, but I lost my objectivity when we started having sex. And I married the wrong man. I walked right in because I lost my objectivity. So I struggle with that. I struggle with the idea that I will lose my intuition, that I will somehow be blind and get into something that will hurt me.
Okay.
And I would say struggle 1 to 10. It's a 10 because it's enough to keep me from dating. I can feel that. It's in my being.
Okay. So it's a 10. It's high. So let's get started. Before we start with the EFT, I would like you to take a deep breath. And hold it at the top. Let it go. And do it again. Take a deep breath. At the top, let it go. Okay, and then we go to the karate chop point to start. Even though I have a struggle when it comes to dating, I deeply and completely. I'm sorry.
Okay, even though I have a struggle when it comes to dating,
I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself anyway.
I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself anyway.
Okay. And even though I have this fear of losing myself when it comes to a relationship.
Even though I have this fear of losing myself when it comes to a relationship,
I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself anyway.
I deeply and completely forgive and love and accept myself anyway.
Okay. And even though I have this fear of getting to something that will hurt me in the future.
Even though I do have this fear of getting into something that will hurt me in the future.
I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself anyway.
I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself anyway.
Okay, we go to the eyebrows. This struggle that I have when dating.
The struggle that I have with dating.
The side of the eye that makes me fear to get involved with someone new.
It makes me fear getting involved with someone new, and I just want to say I'm burping, Monica. And we tappers know this is a good thing. I was yawning yesterday, but I just want to announce because it's so important, because this is physical energy, right? I'm still tapping, and I can't help but be a teacher. All right, I'm done. Okay. Next one. I'm sorry.
Okay, we go under the eye. It's okay to feel the way that I feel.
It's okay to feel the way that I feel.
Under the nose, because that's the way I'm feeling safe.
Because that's the way I'm feeling safe.
And chin, but there's a part of me that wants to get rid of that.
But there is definitely a part of me that wants to get rid of that.
Okay, we go to collarbone. It's safe for me to get to know new people.
It is safe for me to get to know new people.
Okay. Under the arm, it's important for me to be myself.
It is important for me to be myself all the time.
Yes. Here on the rib point. But sometimes I get so fearful.
But sometimes I just get so fearful.
On the wrist point, that I prevent myself of being myself. I don't know if I structured the phrase correctly.
See, that I prevent myself from being myself.
Yes. So we go to the top of the head. It's okay to be myself.
It's okay to be myself. That's on it.
Okay, we go again to the eyebrow. I'm feel fearful.
I'm sorry, could you say it again?
I'm feeling fearful.
Yes, I'm feeling fearful.
Yes, side of the eye. This fear keeps me safe.
This fear does keep me safe.
Under the eye, but I have a part of myself that knows that I can let it go.
But there is a part of myself that knows I can let it go.
Under the nose, to be completely myself and get to know someone else.
To be both completely myself and get to know someone else.
Yes, so chin, this fear that I have.
This fear that I have.
collarbone. I allow myself to let it go.
I allow myself to let it go.
Under the arm, even though I feel it can be difficult.
Even though I feel it can be difficult.
In the rib point, I allow myself to let it go.
I allow myself to let it go.
Okay. Wrists, I am safe.
I am safe.
If I let this go.
If I let this go.
We go to the top of the head. I can be myself and open to a new relationship.
I can be myself and be open for a new relationship.
Okay, we will take a deep breath now. Okay.
Thank you, Murphy. It dawned on me right when it said, I felt like I feel what I got at the very last was just a new feeling. I did break it off with somebody this morning, interestingly, before the call, because it wasn't right and I knew it. So that's cool. But the idea that I can be safe, say no, because when I get to know someone, if it's a no, it's a no.
Yes.
I mean, it might feel like a yes at first, and that's been my I would call it my fatal flaw, that when it started to not look good, then I didn't honor that. So thank you. I feel better.
Okay, so if you go back to at the 10 that you started with, which number do you have now?
I would say that it's shifted, so I feel relief and I feel solution-oriented, and it's not so much fear as, so I feel like this strength. So it still feels like a strength, but it doesn't have a penalty attached to it. Notice how I struggle to explain how I'm feeling, because I feel like a 10 of delicious of it. You know what I mean? So I feel strong, but I don't feel the prickly part of it. I would say the prickly dropped way off, because fear is not a bad thing, is it?
Yes, not. Nice preventing.
If you get a bad read from somebody, you're supposed to respond. That's what's on my mind, Monica.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, no.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So now we're already at the point. So I have a choice. I could cut this off right now and make it 20 minutes and just tap me. But I feel like I want to go longer because I can be the queen. and I want to do this tandem. I do. So those of you who are on the line, if you have somewhere to go, forgive this, but I am going to add an extra 5 minutes because I do want to allow myself the experiment of tapping in this style. Because what happens is, you notice Monica even used a different order and a couple different tapping spots. And that's, some people go, oh, well, I couldn't possibly guide someone because I might make a mistake. And that's what I don't want people to think. So let's extend a little bit. Monica, do you have time?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. So now we're going to duplicate. So this is what I want to demo for you guys. It's cool if you have two friends that are both dating, because then it's great. Are you single, Monica, by chance?
Yes, I am single.
Well, how perfect. But that might not be true for everyone. I mean, somebody might have trouble with their mother-in-law, and the other one has trouble with food, But for today's purpose, because we're both single, we can really support one another as tapping buddies. And I just want to say, you guys, like when you get this and you have a tapping buddy, that's a friend for life, because I can get vulnerable. And I don't have that opportunity very often to put my voice in someone else's hands. And I just want you guys to hear it from me. I love tapping buddies. And Monica has tapped with me a lot, but it's been Catherine's style. So today I'm going to do Monica's style. And Monica, I may not have it down pat, but do you have a word to say about tapping buddies before we do this, just to sort of inspire or encourage? Because you come at life from a different direction than me.
Yes, no, I have never.
Go ahead.
I mean, I have never. A word you mean like for tapping buddies?
Yeah. Is it a good idea, do you think, for people to find someone that they can trust, that they can tap with on a casual basis?
I thought you were asking me if I had another word for this, so that's why I said no, I have never.
Oh, but yes. No. I was, yeah.
No, this is a great idea. This is a great idea because tapping works, really works, and it is like so easy. So we can feel better and get to a better state of mind and to well-being that we're so willing to get. So this is a great idea. It's wonderful.
Well, and I think too, because well-being, in my opinion, well-being is your most magnetic state. I just believe it with all my heart. And so if you feel like you need to call a professional all the time, then you'll put it off. And that's our whole goal. Monica and I are happy to provide, and we teach, but we want y'all, that I'm not even from the South, but we want you guys to be able to embrace this as a technique. So Monica, let's jump in. We'll just finish the call with the tandem. So I did my turn. And I did have a shift, and you'll be able to, those of you who are listening in late, you can go ahead and listen to that again. And now we're going to guide Monica. So Monica, when it comes to dating, so this, again, I'm going to just give a model. So you've got your friend. Your friend is like, telling all about the last date and what a turkey he was. And, now he asked her out again, and she's like, oh, but I don't want to go out with him. But, oh, what if I don't have a date for 6 months and all that? Yeah. So you want to be able to get some, ground rules with your buddy, and to be able to say. So, Monica, do you have any struggles in dating?
I say yes.
And see, then your friend might jump in and go, blah, blah, blah. But you just say, stop. Okay, good. Would you be interested in tapping? Because and then you can introduce what you know about tapping if the person never heard of it, or if they love it, great. And then you say, okay, let's get specific. Tell me if there's one struggle that rises to the top for you today, because of course we can't solve everything in a minute, but what's one big struggle for you, Monica, that bothers you? And then you can actually fill in the blank. When it comes to dating, I really struggle with blank.
With finding a bait. Yeah, she wants to tap. Finding a available man.
Excellent. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, Monica, your struggle is finding available men. So it sounds to me then that there might be a frustration around attracting the wrong sort of men. So is it no men that are coming or the wrong sort?
I think both from at a time each.
Okay. And how much of a struggle is it? How much struggle do you have? Put a rating on it.
A rating, I would say a 10 as well.
Okay. And would you say that it's frustration that's the primary?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So we'll just name that frustration that's hanging out in that struggle, and then we'll go to the side of the hand. Okay.
Okay.
And that's what she calls the karate chop point, and I call side of the hand. Isn't that nice? We can be on the same team, different language. Okay. Now, I'm going to see if I can channel Monica. Even though I have this struggle with dating. I completely love, accept, and forgive myself anyway.
I completely love and accept and forgive myself anyway.
And even though I have this struggle with dating.
And
the right men are not showing up. I completely love, accept, and forgive myself anyway. Okay, good. On the eyebrow point, this struggle with dating. Side of the eye. This struggle with dating. Underneath the eye. I feel frustrated. underneath the nose. The struggle with dating is frustrating.
The struggle with dating is frustrating.
Chin, I feel frustrated.
I feel frustrated.
Collarbone, this frustration in my body.
This frustration in my body.
Rib point, I feel frustration in my body.
I feel frustration in my body.
Underneath the arm, I don't like it.
I don't like it?
I don't like it.
Okay, I don't like it.
Right, top of the head, I don't like feeling this way.
I don't like feeling this way.
Eyebrow, what good could this frustration be?
Why could this frustration be?
Right, on the side of the eye, why is it here so much?
Why is it here so much?
Underneath the eye, don't I get to feel frustrated?
Don't I get to feel frustrated?
Underneath the nose, it's a real feeling.
It's a real feeling.
Chin, what is it trying to tell me?
What is it trying to tell me?
Collarbone, maybe frustration is a tool.
Maybe frustration is a tool.
Rib point, I want to feel more in balance.
I want to feel more in balance.
Underneath the arm. And if frustration is too loud.
If frustration is too loud.
Top of the head, I want to turn down the volume.
I want to turn down the volume.
Eyebrow, frustration might be a helper.
Frustration might be a helper.
Side of the eye, in spite of myself.
In spite of myself.
Underneath the eye, this struggle with frustration.
This struggle with frustration.
Underneath the nose, my struggle with dating.
My struggle with dating.
Chin, I do want balance.
I do want balance.
Collarbone, I'm ready for balance.
I'm ready for balance.
Right, rib point, I don't need frustration.
I don't need frustration.
Underneath the arm, if I have balance.
If I have balance.
Top of the head, balance feels really good.
Balance feels really good.
And I want to pursue it.
And I want to pursue it.
Okay, good. Now take a breath. And so, Monica, let's just check in on that frustration. 2 questions. 1, did that drop from the 10? And then also, did you have any perceptions or changes in insight through that round?
Well, it's always good to acknowledge that those feelings like struggle or frustration are signs, like they are protecting, quoted, me. So to acknowledge that is good, so I can get rid of that. And I know that I can be safe and that I can protect myself without them. I don't know if I was clear. And it like cleared my mind. Even though maybe I had that idea in my mind, now it came to my body, which is great.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we
checking in
ourselves in our mind.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
I was telling you that we keep ourselves in our minds, but lowering it to the body is like way better.
Yes. And even though all we did was like say the problem over and over again, sort of, right? So it's not, you don't have to get deep. So Monica, what number would you feel the frustration issue is right now? Did it drop for you?
I guess it dropped to a 7.
Yes. And so my thing, but isn't it like it changes perception too, because what felt like a block almost feels like a strength. And for me, like when I did the struggle about fearing losing myself, and I feel that in you, because we do need to be strong in who we pick. So maybe we're not supposed to be totally relaxed, right?
Yes, exactly.
And we're supposed to have a backbone. It's like if something is wrong, that we cut it off early, right, and not get in too deep. So anyway, this is 30 minutes, so it's long for us, but it is Saturday training, which ends up 30 minutes a lot. But I just want to draw a close. Monica, thank you so much. I'm going to stay on the line for questions here. I'm just ready to cut off the recording. But I just want to thank everybody This is Catherine. It's Invisible Money Game, and we're talking about love today. This is going to be posted on YouTube, and I hope that you all who are following me and wanting to support what we're doing here will just hit that like button, because that's the way YouTube figures out other people want to learn how to manifest. And today it's manifesting love. So thank you so much for your attention. Monica and I will be back. Now that we've done the intro, I can't wait to do shorter tappings we're going to tapping buddies, where you guys can hear how we guide each other and learn from us. So Monica, my heart is so grateful for your stepping up into the microphone today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm going to just get into my computer and turn off the recording. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week.